Let's see. Okay, boop. There we go. And I want this in over here. As you guys can see, this is really easy to do a live stream. When I'm thinking about making a video, this is about the best way to do it because you just do it off the hip. And I know a lot of people want to watch these because I kind of think that I offer some good information. I might not, but that's okay because it's YouTube and there are billions of other videos out there that you can go watch. You don't have to watch mine. Anyhow, I'm gonna take some beer and get into it. One of the things that I have noticed a lot of people complaining about with the Autel X-Star, and if you haven't noticed yet, I'm kind of on a little bit of a theme with the Autel and how to do, what to do, where to do things. I've noticed a lot of people having a problem with critical drop on their batteries. It's happened to me on every single one of my batteries. And I did not go to Autel for the problem because I know exactly what the problem is. And it's me. And more than likely it's you too. Now, I will say, Jabs Adventures, how you doing? Thanks for joining my live stream today. It's off the hip. I like doing these like this. I actually really like the X-Star. I've had the opportunity to fly Phantom 3s, Phantom 4s. Haven't gotten a chance to fly an Inspire yet. And then little dinky ones like this. These are a lot of fun, by the way. Yeah, how can you beat 20 bucks? Really enjoy it. It has its quirks, but every single one of them have their quirks. This particular video, I'm talking about the critical drop in battery capacity percentage as you're flying, causing you to have an oh moment. And you can fill in the blank there. I have several batteries here that I'm going to use for an example. I like to, every time I fly, I like to leave them at whatever percentage that I got down to. You know, to go home I've got set at 25%, and usually I fly around for a little bit more. I don't like to push it too much because I don't want to have streaming. Uh-oh, my stream's not doing too good. That's okay, I'll just keep going. No big deal. Hopefully it'll come out of it. Output low. Tune streaming. Drop frames. Huh? Okay, I'm going to keep going. It's giving me the red sign that something's not right. But anyhow, back to it. I get them down to the 20-ish%. And then I'll leave them that way until I'm ready to fly the next time. Now, I've learned that the hard way. And what I mean about the hard way is you'll take your bird out, you'll go and fly, you'll go fly a job, you'll go out just to play, you know, whatever it might be, have a good time. I have a total of 6 batteries, so I can fly for, you know, indefinitely if I wanted to. 2 chargers, 6 batteries. I let one cool, charge another one. If you have that many batteries, you know the game. But sometimes I catch myself and I'll go fly for a day. I'll go fly 3 or 4 batteries or whatever it might be, and I'll bring them back and I will plug them in. I will start to charge them. I will charge them up fully. And then for whatever reason, I can't get back to it. Or I don't get out to go and fly. The next day, the day after, and next thing you know, it's been 2 or 3 weeks before I've been able to get to fly. Here in Ohio, yeah, it could be 80 one day and 20 the next, and you know, temperature doesn't really make that big a difference on whether or not you can fly, just the time you can fly. But we've had a lot of rain, a lot of wind, and you know, if the weather's just not good, if the sun's not out, you don't want to be flying. But I'll show you this scenario right here. This is my battery number 3. You can see, give or take 3/4 charge. Okay, if I took this out right now, and it's been sitting here for probably the past, I'm going to say 5-6 days, and I have them set to discharge at 2 days. 2-day discharge, meaning that it's going to try to discharge it within 2 days down to an appropriate level so you don't burn your house down. if I were to take this out, I would expect to get, 10 minutes, give or take, of flight time with this. If I popped this in and I went out and flew, I'd get about 5 minutes before it hit critical drop. And that's probably the biggest thing that nobody takes into account. You can't leave these batteries sit for any length of time. If you're going to fly, you want to make sure they're charged up. Don't charge them up, leave them sit for 2 or 3 weeks, and then see it. And if it has 3 and 4 flashing lights, I don't know if any of these have 3 and 4 flashing lights. This has 2 and 1 flashing light. Either one of these two, if I popped them in, went out and flew, I could expect to have that critical drop. If they were sitting here for 2 weeks, definitely, I know it's going to happen, because every single one, down to my very first battery, this guy right here, my very first battery. Boy, that's kind of cloudy too. Maybe that's why. There we go. That's a little bit more focused. Very first battery, its capacity is down quite a bit. I get probably 14 minutes of flight time out of this guy, but it has more than 100 flights on it. And it hasn't, I don't know if you can see that, I haven't swelled that guy up. And this was the first one, and I would plug this guy in immediately after I flew. It'd be hot to the touch. I'd plug that sucker in, let it charge, which was dumb. Don't do that, because that reduces its capacity over time. So everybody that has, they immediately get online and say, hey, I'll tell my battery's bad, I had a critical drop. I'm not saying you couldn't have a bad battery. I know a lot of people have had bad batteries, and it can happen. But again, if you let it sit charged like you were going to go and fly, and then you didn't get back to it for 2 or 3 weeks, you can almost guarantee it's going to happen. And my advice in that case is, if you know you've had a fully charged battery sitting for 2 or 3 weeks and you're going to pop it in, plan on it doing the critical drop. Just plan on it. I can't honestly say if it's a firmware issue or not. I doubt it is, because when the batteries come down, the voltage comes up, the capacity might be lower. In these batteries, and I'm not an expert on this, I don't claim to be, but even after you fly them, the voltage will bounce back a little bit, and every battery kind of does after it's been drawn down, but the voltage can bounce back, giving it, and it tries to read voltage, it tries to estimate its capacity by the voltage. So I won't get into that, because I don't claim to be an expert in that, but that's my mindset. So if you have a battery and you've had it set for a couple of weeks, pop it in, keep it right there by you. Don't fly it off a mile away, because I did that. I flew mine, go out, let's go see what we can see. It's going to be really cool, and get out there, probably 2,000 feet, critical drop. And by God's good graces, it came back to me. I was able to get it back to me. And a lot of people don't have that luck. They fly it out there, it has critical drop, it goes and lands wherever it's at. Sorry. Okay, if that was your scenario, you left a fully charged battery sitting for a couple of weeks, you're bad. You're bad. So remember, if you have a battery like that, the best thing to do is pop it in, fly it all the way down to, get it down to that 8–10% range, when it just absolutely won't stay in the air anymore. Just keep it, keep it a foot off the ground. Then charge it. Let it cool down. Then charge it. Then you're good. Do that with all your batteries if they have been sitting for any amount of time, because it's happened to me more than one time. And I learned that the hard way. So keep this in mind. And I would ask that you share this video with anybody that has an X-Star that has had this problem. Now again, if you look at your Starlink app and your battery, and if you have a cell that's a little bit out of whack, yeah, probably a bad battery. If it's not out of whack, if it's within 1/10 of a volt between each cell, no, it was you, dude. It was completely you being a bonehead. Because I was a bonehead. Everybody can be a bonehead when it comes to these things. So that's just my advice, my 2 cents. I'm going to say down in the comment section, link to the X-Star, link to the props, link to the batteries. If you need extra ones, I'm pretty sure they're back down to 80 bucks, and it seems like they've got them in stock again. So if you need more batteries, go ahead and get them there. And I hope this helps you guys. Again, share it with everybody you know that has an X-Star. And I'm going to sign it off here, because YouTube is saying that it's not doing very good. So I'm going to stop it here. So thanks again for watching.